There was a time when Egypt was whole, its gods worshipped in every corner, its pharaohs honored as living deities, its people proud and free, but that time ended. They came from the northeast, foreigners, strangers, horse riders, and warriors armed with bronze and wheels, something Egypt had never seen before, the chariot. They called themselves the Hyksos. With shocking speed, the invaders took control of Lower Egypt. The voice of Osiris faded beneath the boots of foreign kings. But in the far south, the spirit of Egypt still lived in Thebes. They claimed the throne and called themselves pharaohs. Though they were no sons of Ra, they built their capital in Avaris, fortified it, and ruled not by the sacred law of Mat, but by fear and steel. To them, Egypt was ripe for the taking. The Nile Delta fell first. City after city surrendered or burned. He launched swift campaigns against the Hyksos, reclaiming towns, burning supply routes, and striking fear into Avaris. For a moment, Egypt believed again. The gods of Egypt grew silent. Temples were abandoned, sacred rituals forgotten. There, a line of native kings held on. Thebes had not fallen. Its rulers, though weakened, refused to bend the knee. He grew up in a palace that was more war camp than royal court. And in his heart, a vow was planted. The Hyksos were masters of the new age. Chariots, compound bows, bronze axes. He trained in war, studied the stars, and learned the wisdom of priests and generals. As he grew, so too did his purpose. Sekenenur's forces were brave, but they were not prepared. But Ahmose would remind them. He would remind Egypt what it meant to be free. It was the home of the gods, the cradle of Mat, and it had been violated. He restored old temples, summoned priests back to the gods, and spread the word across the Nile. Among them was a warrior pharaoh named Sekenenur. Egypt wept. The land mourned, yet the fire did not die. He marched north with his army, determined to awaken Egypt's spirit. And the enemies of Egypt, both foreign and domestic, believed he would be weak, brave, bold, unafraid. Sekenenur challenged the Hyksos king, Apophis. He defied the insults sent from Avaris. When diplomacy failed, he chose war. For they had heard of the boy in Thebes, the one who trained like a warrior, spoke like a prophet, and burned with the fury of generations. But war was no longer what Egypt remembered. The king fell in battle. His skull, found centuries later, was shattered, an axe buried in his head. His son, Ahmose, took the crown. Unlike his father, Ahmose had learned from defeat. Ahmose reached the edge of victory, but fate intervened. He died before delivering the final blow. The war paused. Egypt's hope flickered. In the shadows of loss, a boy watched. He was too young to fight, but not too young to learn. His name was Ahmose. He saw the cost of occupation. He heard the stories of humiliation. He would finish what his father and brother started. He would not just fight the Hyksos, he would erase them from the land of Kemet. Ahmose was the last of his line, but the first of something greater. This was not just about revenge, it was about restoration. Egypt was more than land and gold. The Hyksos ruled from Avaris for over a century. A generation had never known a native king. Many Egyptians had grown used to foreign rule. He took the crown while still a teenager. Young, yes, but no longer a child. The land was tired. The people were restless. They were wrong. Ahmose began to rebuild the military. He trained men in chariot warfare, adopted the enemy's tactics, and forged alliances with loyal southern cities. Egypt will rise again, but the Hyksos would not give up easily. In Avaris, they watched, they prepared, and they feared. The war for Egypt's soul was far from over, and Ahmose was just getting started.